Welcome back to Overvolted, where we're about to start some hardware upgrades on our Venom E-Vader, motor, controller, battery, that sort of stuff. But before we do anything hardware related, let's see if we can get more performance out of the stock bike with a $20 part to tune the motor controller. But before we do that, we've got to test the bike in the stock configuration. So let's use Draggy and get a baseline of what this thing runs a quarter mile in, as well as all the other stats that it provides for us. As you can see, this thing is lightning fast. Yeah, it's time to see if we can make this thing perform better. So what this is a Bluetooth adapter for the King speed controller that's inside this Venom E-Vader. What it's gonna do is allow us to tune a few different settings on the speed controller, and we're gonna see if we can unlock some potential. Okay, so to hook this thing up, it's pretty simple. First, you just pop off the seat, which means you turn this key, pull up on the rear of the seat, and now you're off. And under the seat, you can see a bunch of wires stuffed up here at the front. Actually, it's already exposed for us. This little one with the black loop around plug in it is what we're gonna remove. And in this little loop back's place, we're gonna put this adapter. To unhook it, there is a little clip right here at the back middle. You push down and pull this back. Remember to keep this adapter and do not lose it, because you'll put it back in if you take the Bluetooth adapter off. I'm gonna put a link where to get this specific one in the description. Apparently there's a lot of counterfeit versions of these floating around, so this one works, so I'm gonna link you directly to it. Awesome, that is hooked up. I'm just gonna stuff it in there for a minute so we can put the seat back on. That's a pretty simple install. Just pop your seat back on and I'll show you how to connect it to your device. Now for how to connect to it, you can either download this King app on the App Store, or if you need it for Android, I'm gonna link the APK for it. So what you're gonna do is turn on the bike so it gets power to that Bluetooth controller. Takes a second, that's gonna boot up, and then when you open up the app and you refresh, you should see this King E, and you'll tap that to connect. It's gonna load up to the status page where it has a speedometer up top. You can switch it from miles per hour to kilometers, that sort of stuff. You can also disconnect from hitting that power button on the bottom of the speedometer, but we're not interested in any of that. But if you go over to the Myself tab at the bottom right, this is where you can get into the controller settings. Real quick in this mini, the only few things you should care about is there is a calibration option. If your speedometer is off a little bit, you're supposed to be able to go through this calibration, push the vehicle a certain distance, and it will calibrate the controller to get the correct miles per hour. We're not gonna do that on this one. This bike is close enough as is, so we're gonna go into the controller settings page. I'm gonna put a link for you guys to a document that explains all of these settings and what they do. And for now, I'm just gonna set it to full boost. Fast start is on and cranked. Soft start is off. Overspeed is on and cranked for both low and high. Pretty much everything else is the same. Make sure eco mode is off and boost is on. Boost basically turns it up to the 11th setting of fast start. All right, and here we go again. Time to test it. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna put the old run up on the screen too so you can compare times. Well, we were actually a little faster on our 60 feet, a touch faster to 30 miles per hour. 18.18 compared to 18.34. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna continue with the same trend, just a touch faster to 1,000 feet. Well, there you have it. So can you make it faster by tuning the speed controller? Yes, technically. Is it much? No. I will say it feels a little bit better than it does just by looking at those stats, just because turning off the soft start makes the throttle response a bit more natural. But I'm sure that comes at a hit to the battery, so time to put these guys in.